Hello and welcome back. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Rane. I have about 160 plants now. I like to do plant hauls. This video is not a plant haul, but I do have a playlist down below in my description if you want to see all the plant hauls that I've done since the beginning of my plant journey. I've just recently started to do my videos in 4K. One of my goals this year is to double my Hoya collection up to 60 different species by the end of this year. If you're into that sort of thing, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I also have a series of plant chores, and so I have been documenting my journey as I learn how to take care of my plants, and I show you all of the things that I do with my plants with super close-ups. In my last video, which was a plant haul, I asked you all to help me out by subscribing to my channel because I'm getting so close to monetizing. I just need 1,000 subscribers to monetize my channel. And you guys really stepped up. I want to thank you guys so much. I am so appreciative of all of you who subscribed. I think I got about 115 maybe new subscribers from that video. So now I just need a little over 100 more subscribers to reach 1,000 and I will be able to monetize my channel. And that is going to be a huge accomplishment for me. So thank you so much for your help. It fills my heart to know that you have decided to join me on my plant journey. I also have a pottery journey, and I know a lot of you guys are interested in that as well. So I have started a mission to make a pot, ceramic pot, in my pottery studio, which is in my garage, for every single plant that I have. I do have quite a few new pots that I'm going to be using in this video, this plant chore video. I'll be repotting some of my plants and I cannot wait. I can't wait to use these. I've got a couple of self-watering pots that I made, and it's going to be so much fun to put my plants in them. So before I get started with this plant chore video, I just want to show off my new pieces that I just pulled out of my kiln this morning. So these were all test pieces, and I want to show you this one first. This is the first time I have ever made anything like this with clay. This is a yarn bowl. Let me show you up close. As you can see, I've got the Monstera elbow design that I painted on here. And it's not paint, it's actually glaze. I used underglaze and then a clear satin glaze on top. It was a lot of fun making this. So the idea is you put your yarn bowl on the inside, yarn ball inside the bowl. And then you just like feed the string through like this as you're knitting or crocheting, and that way the ball doesn't like roll away from you. And then any of these holes could be used to put your like crochet sticks through, or knitting sticks, whatever they're called. And I don't knit or crochet yet. I might one day, but I wanted to do something like this just for the challenge of it, and I'm so glad that I did because it has given me much more confidence in doing the pottery. I really was not sure if I was capable of doing something like this, but yay, it turned out. I mean, it's not perfect. Like you'll see at the end of this video, I will show you like the process of me making a lot of these pots. And when I put this into the glaze, because it's so heavy, it just like dropped all the way down, and I had to reach in and like grab it with my hand to pull it out. So you can see kind of like my fingerprints right there, but it's fully glazed. It's just a small imperfection which comes along with handmade stuff. And I will be putting this up in my Etsy shop. So if any of you guys are interested and you want to grab this, I will put the link down below in the description. Ooh, that's a cool sound. I didn't know it could do that. So if you want it, go ahead and snag it. It will be up in my shop by the time this video comes out. And the last time I put something up for sale from my video, it was a cat ring dish. It sold within 2 hours. So if you want it, make sure you go and get it right after you watch this video. So the rest of the things that I made here are mostly pots for my plants. I think there's only one that's not. This garlic grater. So I made this for myself. I need a garlic grater for myself. I could also use grape ginger here. And then there are holes here. This is an herb stripper. And it looks like one of them closed up with glaze, the very smallest one. So I'm definitely keeping this one for myself. It also has a spout for when you put the olive oil to mix with the garlic and the herbs. You can like pour it out the spout. And then I just have a bunch of other like little cover pots. And these are all really small because I am still in the experimental phase. So I'm experimenting with colors and shapes and designs. I recently started doing like carvings into the clay, and some of the carving disappears. Like I did this one, it was supposed to be like a dragon scale. It ended up looking more like snake skin. And then when I covered it with this black glaze, it kind of like filled in the holes. So this definitely all testing out what everything looks like together, like the texture with the glazes that I use, and even like the color of the clay. So this whole batch here, I think pretty much, yes, is all dark chocolate clay. So the clay itself is like this dark chocolate brown. And I'm finding this color to be a little more difficult to work with as far as like what colors to put on top. Like the glazes will change colors. This blue is not a blue glaze. But for some reason, when I put it on the dark chocolate color, it turns like a kind of a bluish color, which is not bad. But it just makes it harder for me to work with the clay. So this here is one of my self-watering pots. And I did this upside down, the way that I made it. And I will show you at the end of this video how I did that. But anyways, here is the bottom. So this is the bottom cache. And I got this design idea from one of my community members. You know who you are. She sent me a picture, and it was not exactly like this, but what she sent me gave me this idea. And I was like, oh my God, I love that so much. So I made it so that the top pot would not be like, it wouldn't fit perfectly into the cache. I wanted it to be like where it could move around like this. And I like the more organic look of this. And so the big hole is for the cotton wick that I'm going to be using later in this video. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to use this. The water, of course, goes in the bottom cache there. And then I'll be using either leca or pond, depending on which plant I put in here. And I think it's going to be cute with my plants in there. This was so much fun to make. I'm definitely going to be making more of these, and I'll be making them bigger. The rest of the pots that I have are like nothing special. They were just experiments with the different colors. And there's not really a color here that I like a lot, unfortunately, but that's okay. This is a watering dish, like a saucer. They are all still definitely functional. I'm still going to use them. Actually, this doesn't look too bad. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I do kind of like that. So we'll see how it looks with my plants. But you'll see all the different individual pots throughout my videos as I put my plants into them. And in case you were wondering what the heck the beginning of this video was all about with that little tiny cactus that I pulled off the other bigger cactus, my community members know what that is all about. But since this is a plant chore video and that was part of my plant chores, I'll go ahead and explain what was happening there. I was cleaning my glass shelves and moving my plants around, and I found a tiny empty pot, and I was like, hey, what happened to my bunny ear propagation? I thought it had shriveled up, like I thought I didn't water it, and it just shriveled up into nothing. But then as I was moving my plants around and watering them, I found this woolly cactus, and it had the bunny ear propagation stuck to it. And then I remembered, oh yeah, the woolly cactus had fallen down when I was watering it a while back. And it must have stuck at that moment, and I just didn't see it. So of course I had to pull it off, and I thought I would give you guys a close-up of that happening. Okay, so now on with the plant chores. In the very next clip, I had done this plant chore maybe a week or two ago. I had to do it pretty quickly because my Hoya Polyneura albo had a spider mite infestation. Those spider mites loved living in the plastic cup with a tree fern fiber. So I decided to get rid of the tree fern fiber, get rid of that plastic cup. I washed off my Polyneura and I put it into a self-watering system. Unfortunately, I didn't have any of my clay pots at that time, so I had to just use what I had. but this is how it went. All right, so here's my workstation. I've got my Polynura freshly cleaned. Hopefully I washed all the spider mites off. I'm going to make a cotton wick because I want to have a self-watering system set up for this. I want to start doing that for all of my Hoya. I just want to make sure I have enough wick. That should be good. And you know what? I'm going to do a double wick on this one. I think this is a 4-inch pot, but I'm going to be using leca and pon, and it kind of dries out fast for me out here in the desert. So I'm going to double it with the wicking action. So I'm just going to do like a crisscrossing thing. And I love how these holes are like just big enough for the wick. All right, so that's wick number 1. Yeah, that's perfect. So I want it to come up to like about halfway up the pot. And I love doing the self-watering with pon. I have one other Hoya like that, and it is flourishing, and I don't have to water it that often. And I also don't have to worry about mold. Like, I've had wicks in soil that get like moldy, and it's so gross. And I'm having an allergy issue right now. So the pon self-watering works out perfectly for me. Okay, so I have them like kind of crisscrossed, and now I'm just going to fill in the bottom with my leca. And this is a really nice healthy root system. I'm so proud of this plant. This is a strong plant, the Hoya Polynura. So I only need a thin layer of pon at the bottom. And I ran out of pon, otherwise I probably would have used only pon. Okay, so I'm going to nestle this in like between the wicks. And I'm just trying to make sure the wick stays up because I want the moisture to come up like into the pon and not just only be at the bottom. Okay, so now I'll just fill in with my pon at the middle layer because the roots are so fine. So I just want to make sure that they can get access to the water from these tiny lava rocks. And I'll try to like get them inside the root system. All right, so now I'll just fill in with the leca on top. And I love this leca because it's like different sized balls. I think it's better because then the gaps are not like so huge between each ball. I'll put these tiny ones on the roots here to cover them up. There, it's done. Happy Hoya. Time to fill up the reservoir and feed my plant. I've got all kinds of stuff in this water for the benefits of my plants. Let me know if you want the recipe. I'm also going to spray the leaves with one of my community members gave me this recipe. It's a preventative insecticidal spray, all natural. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. But you can find the recipe in my community. So here is an update today of the Hoya Polynura albo. It's been in this self-watering cup for a week or two now, and it's doing fine. It still feels very firm, even though I've only watered it the one time. This is only the second Hoya that I put into a self-watering system for some reason. I should have more. I want to put all of them in self-watering because I can go for weeks and weeks without watering the plant, and it does just fine. Like, this was the very first one I ever did. This is my Super Silver Crony on a Splash. And it goes like maybe even months before I have to give it water. It's wonderful. And I love using the pon and the leca because I feel like it deters like mold from growing inside. Like you can still get mold on the actual plant itself, like that has happened to me with my Hoya Pandorata. I don't know why it started growing mold on the stem, even though it was in pon. But I feel like within the pon, I haven't seen any like mold growth in there. And I think it kind of does deter the mold growth, which is exactly what I need because I have allergies and I feel like the mold like makes me sneeze. But I'm glad I pulled this down from the shelf because it is completely empty and it feels pretty light and the leaves are starting to feel a little bit soft. So I'm going to give it some water right now. Okay, so in the next clip, this was done, I don't know, maybe a week ago, because I got a brand new Monstera flame and I showed that in my last plant haul. It was a water propagation and I had to hurry up and put it in some kind of pot and substrate because it was just like falling out of the plastic bottle that it was in. And I just want to mention that the first time I ever tried like clay balls, I did not like them. So I got rid of my bag. I sold it off. But then I was like, maybe I should give it another try. And I was doing some research and I found a company that makes the Leca clay balls like in different sizes. Like it comes in the same bag, but all of the pieces are different sizes. So let me just show you really quick. Here is kind of like one of the biggest ones. And that isn't focusing there. And then these are like kind of like the smaller ones, so you can see like the size difference. But then they also have like in between sizes. This kind of looks like rabbit poop. That's all right. But I feel like these are much better than the Leca clay balls that are like all the same size as each other because I feel like the holes between them is like too big. So I just like that this creates like different size air pockets within itself. If you are interested in getting some of this Leca for yourself, I will put my Amazon referral link down below for you. And now you're going to see me potting up my Monstera flame into the Leca clay balls. Time to pot up my Monstera flame. I just brought this home. If you saw my last plant haul, you would have seen the presentation of this plant. And this was a water propagation and there are tiny roots on there right now, but I want to put it in Leca, but I'm going to keep it as a water propagation, which means I'm going to put Leca in the container and I'm going to fill it up with water all the way to the top of the Leca because the roots are water roots and they're used to being immersed in water. So I want to give them that immersion in water. But I also want to acclimate them to the Leca early because I don't want to have to acclimate them later. Also, I feel like having some kind of substrate in there, whether it's pon or perlite or something hard, I feel like it helps the roots to grow maybe faster and stronger. I'm going to try to do this before my phone dies on me. It is the end of the day and my phone is about to die. So, firstly, I'll just drop the bottom of the plant in and I'm just going to fill around with Leca. Maybe I have to drop it in with my hands. Okay, I'll just do a layer at the bottom first. Please let me know if you guys have any opinions on whether you think this is going to help my Monstera to root faster. So now I'm going to use this plastic bag and fill it with Leca and water. And my Leca balls have been soaking in water for days. So they are nice and saturated. So it's not going to suck moisture out of the roots. And I'm just going to do this. What do you think? Do you think that's going to help? I'm going to give it a try. So I'll just pour these all in. And there's already water in there. That's too much actually. To pour some of it out. This is so much fun. I love playing with my plants. I wish I had more time for it. I'm getting very close to monetizing my channel on YouTube, you guys. Help me out by subscribing. And if I do monetize, oh my gosh, it'd be so cool if I could turn this into like an everyday thing. All right, so I'm just gonna like stick it in like that. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not. Okay, I did not think about the bag being like as heavy as it is right now. I'm gonna have to like prop it up on top of something. Either that or maybe I should just make it smaller, if that makes sense. All right, so I actually took some balls out because there's just too much. And I'm going to try to cover the root without uprooting the entire plant. I feel like it's not that secure. Should add some more balls. All right, so I'm going to try to spread these out along the root, and now I'm going to put them on top. Try to cover the root, and then see if I can clip it in place. And there's not a lot of water in there, but I think there's enough to create some humidity at least. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen. Am I going to rot the aerial root by doing this, or do you think it's going to help? Let me know. And I will definitely keep you guys updated on the progress of this plant. Let me pour some water in before I forget. I need to fill it all the way to the top. Ta-da! Okay, we're back to the present. So now I'm going to repot some of my plants and use my new self-watering pots that I just made. I love that sound. So I think I'm going to pot my Hoya and Glariana in here. So this will be my third Hoya going into self-watering pots. And let me just show you my propagation. This is my Hoya and Glariana propagation. That's the newest vine. And this thing is growing fast. Look at this. Look how long that thing is. I think it's even longer than the original. This is the original. This is the mother plant. And yep, the propagation has grown much longer than the original. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't water this that much. I always forget about it. And this plant is very strong. It is very drought tolerant. I totally recommend Hoya and Glariana if you forget to water your plants. And it's easy to propagate. I'm going to propagate it again. I want to make sure I have a backup. And also, I just want to fill out the pot so it looks more full. So this is now going to go into a small pot. Hopefully I can fit all the roots in there. Like, I have no idea how big the root system is on the propagation. So let me go ahead and pull it out and show you close up. Okay, let's see what these roots look like. Zoom in. See if I can dig it out gently without breaking any roots. Oh yeah, it's coming out very easily. It's a little bit intertwined with my super silver. I mean, my Louisa silver. This needs to be repotted. Okay, so that's what the root system looks like. Very nice. So it'll be going into this pot. And it's definitely going to fit. Yeah, so I'm going to put the other one in as well. Okay, so let's see if I can get this out. This is not necessary any longer. Take this off. It's cute. I'm trying not to use plastic, but it came with the plant. And let's see if I can pull this out. It's like really dry. That's always gross. It's a lot of algae. I should probably get it wet because it's like really dry and stuck. All right, I'm going to drench this thing and see if that helps. It usually does. Ta-da! Okay, it's stuck to the wick, which I almost forgot to put into my pot. It's like totally stuck. Oops, I broke the roots, but I had to get it off. Sunset is upon us. Okay, I almost forgot to put my cotton wick inside of my pot. So let me just figure out how much I need. And I'm so glad that these plants are gonna fit in this small bowl. It's perfect. I can't wait to see it when it's done. Where's the end of this thing? Okay, I found it. So I think what I'll do is just tie a knot. Let me just stick it through and then tie a big old knot at the top here so it doesn't fall through the hole. Like that. And oh, it's perfect. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So now this little tuft is going to go up into the middle of the pond and bring the moisture up towards the top and the middle. Ah, so nice. Okay, so let me just figure out how much to cut off. I'll keep like a couple inches at the bottom, right there. That should be good. Yeah, it reaches the bottom. Okay, so I'll put this one on this side because it's like laying over this way. And this one has been going straight up, but this is the top. And so I'll put it on this side. There, yeah, on either side of the cotton wick. And then I'll just fill in with leca on top. I'm gonna take the bigger pieces out and just try to use smaller ones. I wish I had pon, but I ran out. I have to make a new batch, but the leca clay balls is good enough for now. I'm just gonna put only the small pieces in. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. What? Oh, finally. Finally, I'm getting my pots done and giving my plants cozy new homes. Okay, so I moved this one over a little bit because there's going to be like a single light source. And I'm just going to water it. So now I'll go ahead and water it. And I'm just going to do a top water to make sure that all the leca clay balls get soaked. And then I'll keep an eye on the water level in the cache. That should be good right there. And ta-da! This is so much fun. I say that every time, but that's because it is. Wow, I love this so much. So I'm gonna probably put this on the shelves behind me now. And I should probably get a clipping really quick right now before I forget and propagate that thing. So this is where I had cut it the first time. So I'm going to use the same one to cut again because I don't want to cut off the tips in case this plant wants to grow peduncles. So I'm going to sacrifice this one. And I'll give you a super close up as I'm cutting. I already swabbed my shears with alcohol. I'll just take a small clipping. So right to there. So there's like 3 nodes on here. And I'll let this dry up on the tip before I put it into my prop box. Okay, the next plant I want to pot up into a self-watering pot is my Hoya Polynura intervariegated. I have 2 plants. This was a cutting that I got from this. This one is starting to get yellow leaves and I don't know why. Maybe it's root bound. I don't know. Maybe it's getting too dry, or maybe I thought it was too dry and I gave it too much water. I have no idea. But I need to take it out of this tiny cup. And I'm going to also propagate this again to have another backup. Since I'll be putting these 2 together, consolidating, I want to have a backup cutting just in case. So hopefully they will both fit into my brand new pot. And I already put the cotton wick in there because you already saw me do that with the first one. And I just did it off camera because I had to also charge my phone. It's about to die. Of course, this always happens to me. And I really need to finish this video today. I'm kind of late getting my videos out because I've had a lot of problems with my house. Like things are just breaking down and I've had to get a lot of things fixed. So I have been super busy with that, but I'm getting this video done, and even if it's late, it's gonna go out this week. And the sun is shining in my eyes because it's sunset right now. Okay, let's pull this out and see what the roots look like. Hopefully it's not root rot. If it is, I will have to cut and propagate. So let's see what's happening in here. This is in tree fern fiber and perlite. I need help to get it out. It feels very moist. So it could be root rot. Like sometimes I can't tell if this stuff is wet or dry. I'm not going to use tree fern fiber anymore. It's not my most favorite substrate. Okay, there it is. So, I mean, it might be just root bound. Maybe that's why it's turning yellow. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get as much of this tree fern fiber off as I can. I don't want too much of it. It's good with moisture retention, I guess. But there might be too much in here. It totally looks root bound. Okay, hopefully this will help to repot. Tree fern fiber is just as messy as soil. But it does not make me sneeze like soil does. So bonus points for that. Okay, so that'll fit nicely on one side. And I can't get all the tree fern fiber off. Like it's reminding me of sphagnum moss. Like it's hard to distinguish it from the roots. So I'm actually never going to use that again. I have a whole bag of it. So I'm probably going to try to sell it or give it away. I know there are some people who like to use it. I'm just not one of them. All right, so now I need to get the propagation out. This one is just in pumice. It feels really dry. Okay, let's see what these roots look like. I forgot that I had a trellis in here. Oops. I want to use these pumice rocks. Let's see if I can get it out. It's like really dry and it won't come out. I have to get it wet. This was a closed container that was pretty risky, but it worked out. I'm just going to pour the pumice into here because I want to use it. Since I don't have pon, I can mix it with the leca. I need to get this trellis out. It's rusty. I have to make sure I don't cut myself with it because I haven't had my tetanus shot in a while. Okay, I need to like unwind it. Wow, look how healthy the roots look. I love it. That is so satisfying when it comes out like that. It's like one big clump. Wow, it still grew algae even though it was opaque. Okay, let me see if I can break this up so I can fit it into the pot. Are these gonna fit in here? That's actually a huge root ball. I think it was root bound in this tiny thing. Maybe these need a bigger pot. All right, change of plans. They're not gonna fit. The root balls are huge, especially on the propagation. And they were both definitely root bound, I think. So I'm gonna have to use this plastic thing. This is a 4-inch pot. I was gonna use this for my Monstera elbow. I give it away. I'm making a video about my tissue culture Monstera elbow. I put out the first 2 months of growth for that one already, and now another 2 months has passed, and I'm not going to show you guys in this video. You'll have to wait for me to put out part 2. I was going to put that in here, but I need it now for this. I think they will both fit in here nicely. Yeah, that's perfect actually. So this is going to have to wait for the right plant. I should put a layer of leca at the bottom because this is pretty deep and the roots don't reach all the way to the bottom, which is good. It has room to grow. So look at that. Wow, I love this. So healthy. It was doing just fine in that closed container, but that's always a risk because of root rot. Okay, so this will go here. So I'll have them coming out the same direction for the light source. And I'm gonna prop this up a little bit. Well, it's so heavy, it just hangs like that. Okay, I'm gonna fill in around with this pumice. Try to get that deeper in. And now I'll just have to top it off with leca. So that's not as fun as using my pots, but it needed to be done. And it does look cool like that, like more full. I'm so happy. So, oh, okay, so now I need to get a clipping of this also before I forget. Okay. Oh no, I was gonna do self-watering. I totally forgot to put in the wicks. Okay, I'll take it out and do it right now. But I'm not gonna make you guys watch. I'll do it off camera. Okay, I got it back in. I got my cotton wick in there. And I'm just gonna put this back into the original pot that the mother plant was in. Even though it doesn't like, there's not much of a cache at the bottom, but at least it's a good cover pot for now. So this is just a temporary setup, which is good because I repotted it differently so it doesn't lay as nicely as it did. But I'm not going to redo it again because that took me a while. So now I'm just going to water it, and I don't know about this one. It's got the tree fern fiber, so it's going to hold on to moisture more on this root ball than this one. So we'll see how that goes. And also I have to remember to take a cutting right now. All right, and give this thing some water, and then I'm going to cut it. So this is the mother plant. I had cut it right there so you can see the stump, which I really don't like. Now it's going to have another stump. So I'm going to cut her right here. See how much sap comes out of it. That's good. Yes, nice and healthy. Okay, she's done. So I'll put her on the shelves behind me once I find a spot that she'll fit into. But for this pot, I've decided that I'm going to put my Peperomia Ruby Cascade propagations in here. I think that some of them will fit. So let me get the prop box. Whoa, there are way more sprouts since the last time I opened this. Wow, it grew a lot. So cool. All right, let me show you. Look at that. There's so many new sprouts. This reminds me of a pond. I love how they kind of look like lily pads. I love this plant. Okay, I need to take them out because too much humidity, they get rotted like that. Like if the leaves touch the moisture like this, that's eventually going to rot. They don't like that. So let's see what I can pull out and see how many of these I can fit into the pot. Some of them have like roots growing out of multiple nodes. Wow, look at that root ball. It's huge. This one has super tiny roots. This should stay in the box. This one, wow. I don't know if this is one plant or two. It's somehow stuck. Oh, I think it's one plant. I think it revined and it has like roots growing out of some of the nodes. That's what happens when you use a prop box. My station is getting very messy. All right, let's see how many of these I can fit into here. And I'm just going to use the pumice that it's already in. It seems to like it well enough. There's one. Let's see what else I can pull out. This one has a tiny root ball. I'll just put it in. Put it in like this. And, ooh, here's a bigger one. I'll definitely use this. Move this over. Put this on the bottom. I need to make sure the wick is in the middle. That's pretty good. this tiny root ball is going to have to go towards the top, right there. What else is in here? There's a spindly one. I'll put it in there. And there's another bigger one. This can go right here. I should scoop some of this pumice into here so I can fill in around the roots. Well, I think I'll be able to use all of these plants for this pot. And I might have to do another insurance cutting just in case they don't make it. This one is partly rotted, so I'm not going to use that. That's just a leaf. That doesn't work. Okay, that's it. So now I can get rid of this prop box. It was taking a lot of space on the shelves behind me. I was utilizing the grow light to help this thing grow. But now, I don't know, should I put this in my cabinet or leave it out? I should put it in the cabinet for a while and let it acclimate because it had super high humidity inside the prop box. So my air is really dry out here. So I'm gonna let it acclimate first in the cabinet because that's a little bit less probably than this prop box was. And then I'll take it out of there maybe after like a few weeks. But I'm hoping that this is gonna fill out some more over time. I don't know what this is. Is that a separate plant? Yes, it is. Okay, I need to fit. Oh, my phone cut me off, you guys. My phone ran out of storage because I'm shooting this now in 4K. It's taking up way more space. And I thought I had cleared out enough space, but apparently not. So I took a break. I had some dinner and I cleared out the storage in my phone and I charged my phone. So now hopefully we can get on with the show. So I had finished potting up my Peperomia Ruby Cascade. So this is what it looks like now. And I already gave it some water. I think it looks super cute. I am so in love with this. And the pot is different, but I actually like it like this. I love the pairing of the plant with the pot. I think it goes very well together and I can't wait to see it like fill out. There are some funny spots on the plant, like where the roots are growing out some of the nodes and then it's like stuck to the pumice, like right there. But that's okay. So I think the roots might eventually just like fall off if they dry up maybe. And then, I don't know, we'll see if the pumice falls off. But I'm just going to leave it like that. So this is going to go into my cabinet now. My next task is to pot up my Hoya Rosita. Thank you all for identifying this Hoya for me. I used to call it my wavy Hoya. So oops, I dropped it. This was a propagation that I had saved off of the mother plant. Like this one strand was like dying off, so I just cut it and propagated it. So it's got some good roots. It's a kind of a small ball. I think because I wasn't giving it enough water for a minute there. So I'm going to put it in my black pot, the snakeskin one, because I love the colors together. The Rosita has like darker green leaves and it almost has like a black margin, like on the edges of the leaves, it's like way darker. So I feel like it's gonna look really nice in this pot and the root ball fits right in there perfectly right now. So I'm just gonna reuse the pumice that it had been propagated in. And I think I definitely let it dry out. So I'm gonna pull out this dead leaf here. I've got a big old mess to clean up after I'm done here. I'll just set this in here for a minute. And I'm going to fill this with some of this pumice. I wish I had pond, but I don't. Again, I need to mix up huge batches or something. Okay, so I think that's perfect, just like that. And now I'll just fill in around. There she is, all potted up. And this little tiny pot has drainage holes at the bottom. And the feet here with the airways, passages for the air to flow through for aeration. And then this is the cover pot. So I'll just keep a little bit of water in here at the bottom since it has the feet. So I can keep the water like up to about here, like the water level. So it's like almost like self-watering. I feel like this, since it's like raw at the bottom, will kind of soak the water up a little bit. So there it is. Can't wait to see this grow out. I like it. I think it's cute. I think it goes well together. So I have put a bunch of propagations into this little plastic tub with pumice. This is the last one. So I'm going to pot this up. This is my Hoya Rosita Silver. And this one here also is a Rosita Silver. I'm going to put these together. So I had just potted this up recently, but I want these to go together so that this isn't like so lonely. It's like a little flag. But I'm going to take that out and I'll put both of them hopefully into this pot. So this has drainage holes, aeration. This is the cash pot. And it is a little bit larger, I believe, than this one. Okay, I'm going to dump this out. This is actually pon. I'm going to try to reuse it. Okay, so look at that root ball. It is actually bigger than this one. Well, that's weird. Well, this one lost some leaves, like they just fell off, but this has still way more leaves. Okay, let me see if I can fit both of these in here. Yes, perfect. Okay, little layer at the bottom. Yeah, I could use a layer at the bottom here because the roots don't reach all the way. Just a little bit more. And let's see, that'll work. And I'm going to fill around. There we go. It's going to be so much fun to watch this grow out. And there's a little cover pot for it. It's cute. I like it. I like the silvery color against the like purpley and rose and whatever color that is. This came out pretty interesting actually. I quite like it. Yay. I changed my mind, you guys. Earlier, I had said that there weren't any pots where I liked the color of them or the designs, but actually, I really do like this one. The cover pot especially, like, and let me pour the water out. The inside, I had done like just pink and also on the rim. And on the outside, I did a layer of pink, but then I also layered on top of that with something else. And I really like how that turned out actually. Like, it looks really good. Now that I have the plant in here, like this, I think it looks really cool. So I actually might do this again. And even with like the carvings in there that I did, I love the texture. I think that actually came out really nice. What do you guys think? Look at my pickle plant, you guys. I had gotten one for my son and it wasn't getting enough light and it was shooting out all of these super skinny, like, I don't know what you call that, leaf shoot. And all of a sudden the original plant like deflated. So I cut this off and it was like much smaller and it grew really long like this, but I've been giving it way more light because I have it next to my grow light back here. and now it's starting to get thicker. So this plant needs a lot of light, and I should probably put it outside even, but I don't know. I think I should cut it. I'll cut it right here and propagate it again, so it's like at the thicker part, because it's getting so long I feel like it's gonna like fall out. And it's starting to tip over too, but I'll do that in a different video. Okay, so now I have this empty pot that I just took my Louisa Silver out, the flag, and I have this, my free Hoya that I got as a gift. It is a water propagation, and it's in this vial right now. I'm going to take it out and put it in here because the root system is super tiny, and this is really small on the inside. I think it'll be perfect size. So let's do it. Okay, let's see if we can get this open. This is twist or pop off. I think it's a pop off. Let's see if I can get it off. Okay, it's like a rubbery, like, top. It's like very flimsy, but okay, there we go. Yay, it's freed. Nice looking roots, but like, the roots are now stuck. I have to cut this thing, I guess. Let's see if I can use these clippers. Yeah, it cuts it. I guess that's why it's super flimsy and rubbery. So you can cut the roots out, but now I can't reuse it. That's too bad. Last sliver right there. I don't want to cut the stem. Okay, it's freed. I'm going to, again, do a layer of pon at the bottom. Actually, it's just pumice mixed with a little bit of pon. Okay, I'll go ahead and fill in around. I don't know if you guys are going to believe it, but my phone died again. I had to spend some time emptying out the storage in my phone. I think I'm gonna have to take like 3 days to really empty my phone out so that I can continue doing 4K videos, because wow, they really do take up a lot of space. But I feel like it's worth it. I think it looks way better, like the quality of the video. I like how you guys can see the plants better, like more detail on the plants. Like, to me, that's really important. So let's see. This, I don't have a cash pot for this, so I'm just going to use this brand new dish that I have. And since this was a water propagation, I'm going to keep the water level all the way to the brim. So here goes. I fill it all the way up. Perfect. I am so tired. It's like past my bedtime right now. But I need to hurry up and finish this, my chores, and then I have to edit the video and get it out as soon as I can. But here is now, I forgot what this Hoya was called. It was like a weird name. Vingiensis. So I do actually have space in my cabinet. So I'm going to put this in there and see what it does. Usually they grow faster for me, so we'll see. Okay, I only have a couple things left. So while I was in the cabinet, I pulled out this guy. This is a Scindapsus. It reverted. It was the Aria, Satin Aria, something like that. And it started out so beautiful, but all the leaves started turning green. So I'm just gonna, so I propagated it, and this does not have a cash pot. There are holes at the bottom with the aeration, but I haven't had a cash pot for it. And I don't know if you can tell I'm tired. It's getting difficult for me to get my words out. But I think, yeah, see, it fits perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but at least it fits. And now I have a dish to catch the water. Every time I water this, this was in my cabinet, but now I'm going to take it out and put it on these shelves behind me, since it now has its own dish. Some like dead sticks. I should probably pull it out. Well, actually, maybe I should leave it because it's got a root and still green at the bottom. Okay, we'll see what it does. And also there's a root like growing out the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it, but I should probably repot this into a bigger pot soon. Last thing I need to do today on camera, off camera, after I finish this, I need to water some thirsty plants. But right now, I need to put these in a substrate. And I have a prop box. So these are nice and dry now on the ends. And I had done this prop box last time, I think, in my last plant tour video. Look at that. I don't see any roots yet on these, but that's okay. Sometimes it just takes a little longer than 2 weeks. So I'm going to put these in here. So I do have plenty of space in this area here. So let me just dig a hole for my Polynora in her variegated. And now I'll do my Engleriana. This little guy. Yeah, I'll just put it right here. I'm just gonna fill in some more water. It started drying up. It's drying up pretty quickly because I just have it out in ambient, and normally I put my propagations in the cabinet, but I don't have space for this one in there right now. But they seem to be doing okay. They just don't grow as fast or as large. So I might try to move things around in there and fit this in there if I can. But for now, it's just gonna have to be out. And now I have this one last dish here that I haven't used. And I'm just gonna have to rotate this between all the new plants that I just got in. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. And now I'm gonna go water my plants, and then I'm gonna try to edit this video together. So thank you so much for watching. If you are not yet a part of my community, you are welcome to join for free. We are at Cozy Plants on SKOOL. SKOOL is an app. You can download it and then just search up Cozy Plants. If you want to help support me, liking and subscribing always helps, but you can also become a VIP patron if you would like, and you can do that within my community. I will also post the link down below in the description. We are having lots of fun in the community. We are making planty friends. We're giving each other advice. We are giving each other emotional support whenever we get pests. And every once in a while, we do some fun planty activities. And please keep in mind that I do not let people into the community every single day. There is a wait list, only because I get lots of people requesting to come in and I have to read all of the answers. I don't let just like anyone in, because some people, I'm afraid of like bots or people that are just going in there to try to like spam the community. But if you answer all the questions, and especially if you tell me that you're coming from YouTube, I will definitely let you in. So if you request to join, please just keep in mind that it might take me 2 or 3 weeks before I let you in. I am also now on Instagram, so if you would like to follow me and see more of the process of my pottery, I'm posting more like everyday things there. So if you just can't wait to see what I'm working on, I post, I've been posting almost daily in these stories. And if I know who you are and you follow me, I will follow you back. Otherwise, if I don't recognize you, I'm not going to follow you. So just reach out to me. And same for the SKOOL community. If I don't let you into the community, please just reach out to me. You can DM me or let me know under like the YouTube comments under one of my videos. So I hope to see you there, and have a great week and enjoy your plants. you.